Yeah, I'm still trying to get that thermoquad to work. Listen, technical difficulties. Every time I'm like distracted until just a couple minutes before I'm supposed to go on, the computer is broken. Every time. So, opened up my laptop, hit Chrome, and the moment I opened it on my laptop, this tower magically started working again. Strangest thing. Dr. Art is here. Has anyone called a priest yet? This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. And anytime I use the studio as a studio, everything gets messed up. See, I'm rocking the mic with the pantyhose and everything. It's messed up. It's embarrassing. Avon, what up? Snowmonk VX. Lovejoy's here. Tiffany's here. Anthony Perna. My mother. Computers do suck, Chris. You're right. Grey Dude. What up? So, today's a strange day in Dead Dodge Garage Land because this morning I was finishing the video on the turbo slant. Is my head bigger? I think the camera zoomed in again. I don't understand. This morning I was buttoning up the Turbo Slant 6. And this afternoon I went and visited my friend Dustin at the Dodge dealer. And I drove, hold on. This. Wow. It's the first new Charger on the harbor. The 2024, yes, it's March of 2025, and they just got this car 2 days ago. 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona RT Plus. Why is the name so long? Don't know. I don't know what happened to my head. It's larger. The camera like zoomed. It does that sometimes. It has a mind of its own. You know, every time you open StreamYard, things are just different. See, what I look normal there, but then I don't know, dude. I don't know, and I don't want to know. Plus sound effects. I turned them off. When I got there, he had the sound on, and I was like, where's the button to turn that off? Yeah, they really do like long, ridiculous names. Angela says, I look normal. Thank you, I think. Good day, Granddad's Junk. How's it going? Tony called me. He was late for his own live stream because he called me to say, hey, pretty sure your cam timing is off. And that's interesting. I think he's right. I had the same thought. I thought I had checked it. Recall I put a new timing set on that engine. And I thought I checked it, but I guess maybe I didn't, and maybe it's very, very wrong. And that may be the whole problem, and it's been the problem the entire time. And I don't know about you, but I think that would be hilarious. Did I say hi to the driveway of misfits? I don't know if I did. I think I did, actually. Rich Jordan also here. David Corliss, third in. Hot Shoe. Phil Buckley. Connorway Cavasu. Robert Fitch, who has finally started his own YouTube channel called Valiant Efforts, I believe. He has 4 entire subscribers so far, last I checked. Did I get a grease smudge on my face, or is that just what my face is like? That's weird. Maybe I have a bald spot in my eyebrow. The Mopar Sasquatch, Alan is here. How's it going? Of course, you will have all seen Alan in yesterday's video. Many thanks to Alan. I did all the Barracuda engine stuff. Alan pretty much did everything else with like a little bit of help from me. We cannot thank Alan enough. Did somebody say Sundance? No, no one said Sundance, and no one was going to. Stacy Renner is here. Mostly Mopar says it's a rainy night in Georgia. feel it's raining all over the world. So, whatever. Anyway, that's a good one. I like that one. I want my hour back and not in November. Full Garage is here. How's it going? Another round of entertaining videos from our host, ? Kevin Bronk, what's up? Dennis Wheeler's here. Mr. Classic is, with that excellent comment. No, I gave up. Pretty sure it's cam timing. I think Tony's right. I had the thought, but then I was like, no, I checked that. I know I checked that. I don't think I did. I think I just slammed it together and went, it's fine. I'm going to owe Aces a really big apology. If that was it and I fixed that and then their system actually works, I will actually feel bad. A little. Believe in yourself. What is up? People keep referring to respected members of chat. Which ones are those? It's not as funny when I say it. I'm sorry. TSS. Too much back pressure. No. It's an open exhaust off the turbo. It's fine. It's not that. I never rock the mic with the pantyhose. I wasn't planning to smash a perfectly good guitar. Dang it. You all wanted some slide guitar. Obviously, I'm very late. I was going to try and do Driver's Seat as an intro song, but there's not much to it when you just have the guitar. It's 3 chords. I got a lap slide guitar, and it's broken, and I was going to try and fix that today, but there were too many other things happening. Excuse me. Patrick Radcliffe says it's after 6 p.m. and it's still light outside. I know. It's crazy. It's recently been light till like 6:30 or a little more. Apparently my sister's here somewhere and she is ill. That's unfortunate. I have a hunch. We didn't see McLovin last weekend. He was jamming on the Valiant, and he still is. In fact, we actually talked on the phone for like 50 minutes yesterday because, oh my God. And I hope he goes over all this in his video. But brand new coil wire seemed to have an issue. I think it magically started working again, but there was no spark coming through the coil wire. Like I was having him manually ground out the coil while we were talking through this, and it never sparked. But he was getting little zappy zaps, right? So the coil's doing something. We tried a different coil. No dice. We tried a different coil wire. Okay, there's a little zappy zap. We went back to the other coil. It did work. So there was that issue. Then the ignition module would not give a test spark. So his brand new ignition module was bad. So then he took the crappy one that I left on the car. Is this grease or is that hair? I don't know. It doesn't look right. He put the crappy old ignition module on. Okay, now it has a test spark. And no spark when it cranks. So you had a bad distributor. Or pickup or whatever. Got a different distributor. Bad distributor, bad ignition module, both brand new, and a coil wire problem. How does that make sense? I saw a super chat from JW Cagle, and it went away really fast, so I apologize for not bringing this up before. JW Cagle sent over $4.99 and said, "What's up, Jamie? What do you think of my 65 Dart? Found out it's a 170 car. Runs good, stops now." I think it's awesome. I think that's sweet. Like I said in the Discord when I saw your video, I've always thought the 65 dash is just really cool, and I like the hood too. I think that is a sweet little driver you got now. And 170 is a great thing to have. I was excited when I found out the turbo slant engine was a 170, but I don't know. I'm less excited now after everything that has happened. Have Grinder Wheel Travel is here from Australia. How's it going, mate? What is up? Good day. Oil Pickering is here as well. Wow. Vintage Adventurer Drives got here just in time. Nice. 69 Cornet 500 also here. Uh-huh. The beard's growing out. I stopped at I was at one dealership today, but I stopped at another one yesterday for unrelated reasons. And the gal that works there, my shop used to have a repair contract with them, and so I was over there a lot. And she's cool. And she said I look skinny, which is, I don't think so. Maybe it's the beard, but it's coming back now. I have noticed in pictures when I have all of the beard, I look chubby. Hot Shoe, Jamie, you mentioned pulling the 360 from the Demon. Are you putting the 340 back in? Yes. Yes, I'm going to be doing essentially a restoration on the 340, although I will probably stick with the cam that's in it. I haven't made that decision yet. I'm going to go back to exhaust manifolds, stock intake, valve covers, air cleaner, the whole deal. I'm not going to like fully rebuild the 340 because it's got very few miles on it. It doesn't really need much. It had a ticking issue, and so no lifters are actually bad is the thing. And I think I figured out what that was about. It needs a reseal. I need to go through it. I need to verify cam timing on that. And because I've always suspected it's wrong. And just detail it, clean the crap out of it. It's going to get sprayed. I'm going to take it to Rocket and beg Trev to spray it the right way, the correct Hemi orange. And I'm it's not like it's 100%, 100-point factory restoration or anything, but I have the numbers engine. I have all of the pieces that came off it. So I'm going to clean them up, put it back together the way it should be, put it back in the car. I will probably, I'm pulling the 488s anyway. I will probably put the 410s back in it. I think it will still be plenty fun, but a lot more mild than it is now. Richie Fergo 2 sent $4.99 as well and said, "Hi, can't stick around because I'm watching Dragon Ball." I don't blame you at all. Have fun. Thanks for dropping in. Classic Dude Mike says, "I look like one of the Darling Family bluegrass band from the Andy Griffith Show." I will take your word on that. And then he deleted that comment. Interesting. Dalton Sparks, what's up? David Bisnet is here. Enjoyed the videos this week. If it ain't got Hemi, it ain't a Charger. It's actually heavier than 6,000 pounds. And that's not true because my Charger doesn't have a Hemi. Countless Chargers didn't have a Hemi in the day. They made slant 6 Chargers, 68 to 70. 318s were abundant. The next generation of Charger had a 2.2. I know we can all agree that wasn't a bright spot in history, but it did happen. Modern Chargers, there are lots of 300 horsepower V6 cars. And yes, there were new Hemis, which are an abomination and a nightmare. So agree to disagree. Dalton Sparks got the green Fratzog. Congrats. Yeah. Hey, please hit the like button because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. As I was going to mention, we probably won't be seeing McLovin tonight, so we don't have our biggest helper and cheerleader who posts the links and invites everyone to hit the like button, but please do that because it does stuff. I'm sorry you got a head like a potato, Bobby. I really am. Two Hacks Garage, what's up? Plymouth on Plywood is watching at the laundromat. I'll be damned. Excuse me. Sean Bragg said, "That's what I thought. Mixing in exhaust. Put the kill shot back on when fixed. Couldn't trim fuel for some reason. The carb showed it." Absolutely. We have 100% verified that there is something wrong that is not the fuel system and is not the ignition system. So what could it be? And there aren't many options. So cam timing is where we're going. Valve timing. However, I can tell you, even in its current state, the MSD atomic system, which was never great, was always better, less bad than the ACES system. So we will see. I'd like to test both of those systems again once I figure out whatever this is. Peter Dollery will take a 66 with a 383. Thank you. I had one of those. It was awesome. Love that car. Yeah. Oh, Dan Taylor sent me $6 Canadian and said, this is because I laughed so hard for so long when the carburetor didn't fix the problem. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Anthony, no, it is not a regulator problem. Nope. It is not a fuel problem, period. It came out today. They're bringing back the 5.7 and 392. Who says? The Mopar Junkie says the TRX is returning. Leaked doc reveals Ram's Hemi V8 returns. Reportedly. Car Scoops. Mopar Insiders. I will believe it when Ram announces it. And not a moment sooner. But I hope so. Anthony Perna, Jamie, if the cam timing was off, wouldn't it show in a compression test? The reason I have not done a compression test is because this engine has always, before I did the head and after, it has always had even compression between all the cylinders. I am not one to automatically do a compression check at all. I'm not that guy. Never have been that guy. Probably, would it be all over? Maybe. But the thing is, again, I can tell you by the way it cranks, the compression is relatively consistent. It's not going to be all over. The number is going to be consistent. Whether it is a good number, I don't know. But most likely it isn't. If it ain't got a Hemi, it's not an Omni. Rob Wyman, what's a decent brand of fuel pump for 01 Dodge Ram 1500? I don't know if there is such a good... Can't talk. I don't know if there is such a thing as a good brand anymore. I would trust a Precision from O'Reilly. Probably. It's got a warranty, thank you. Husky85 is here and says, hi, Jamie. Sean in the house. Took a step backwards today doing some body work, but was able to listen to your videos. Good times. Well, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mark M. Watched Blake's video on his Barracuda today. He said you were getting his front disc 5x4 setup. Are you going to want the rear axles? You can't have them. He sent me the video too. I was only able to watch a few seconds of it because I was busy today, but damn, that car turned out nice. That is just beautiful. Still a notchback though. No, it's really sweet. Joe just knocked it out of the park on that. I will be getting his axle shafts and his brakes. I'm gonna have to send him a bunch of money. Although actually, well, I'll be down there in September, I think, but I might need them sooner than that. Plymouth on Plywood's favorite grill in that generation of Dart is 65. It's a good one. I like 66 too. I like 63. I actually think, yeah, they're all pretty good. 63 might be my favorite. The 63 Plymouth is, but only with the Signet logo in the middle. It's got to have that. Anthony Perna, is that AMP orange soda? No, it is another Locust Cider Sinful Cran. Excuse me. I never liked anything from Locust before this. I like this a lot. It's not too sweet. It's not too cran. Wayne Johnson, the misfire sounds to me like crossfire in the cap or maybe a bad rotor. Literally brand new cap, brand new rotor, brand new pickup, brand new wires, brand new everything. Fouled plug. When it fouls a plug, it'll crossfire like that. That is exactly what's happening. I said that in the video. I think I cut it for time and conciseness. Sometimes it's not even necessarily time. I just cut things out to try and keep the story flowing. So I took that bit of discussion out, but I've experienced this multiple times. You foul a plug like that, and when you go to rev into it, it will crossfire and do all kinds of weird stuff. That may well be what was happening. 38 Racing is here. How's it going, man? On the slant cam timing, if the timing set is in good condition, but the timing is off, it's literally brand new. The compression will be steady but low. That's exactly what I was saying. Bring out your dad! Bring out your dad! I think I might pull through, really. I'm feeling a lot better. AMC guy is more worried about the head gasket and maybe losing compressions between cylinders. Hasn't happened yet. It's a brand new steel head gasket and head studs. Granddad's Junk wants to know, why is the 383 so popular? It's a fantastic engine. It's just a great little package. I've always liked them. They spin, they run nice, they make good torque. Tom Fry, is the exhaust somehow hurting it? No. Mean Street Mopar is here. What's up? Understand the turbo... No, I did not reuse the head gasket. It's a brand new steel head gasket. If I were to do a leak down test right now, I can tell you those rings have been having a little gasoline party, and we're probably down on compression there at this point. I hope if I can get the damn thing actually running right, that will improve. 38 Racing. Jamie, you've never run into a carbon track distributor cap? Yes, I have. But that's not it. What is everyone's thoughts on bring back the CUDA, says Rooster. What CUDA? Wayne Johnson. The 383 is the small block of big blocks. Nice. Dan Tupper. How's it going, Dan? On the Valiant. Time for burning sage and holy water? Kinda acting possessed. Yeah. Philip Genovese is here. Howdy, Jamie. How goes the night? Not bad, except for the little computer issue at stream time tonight. Wheelie King 71 says 383 is my favorite. The bore stroke heads just get along fantastically. I agree. R. Dave Carr says 383 is a great engine. 440 is a greater engine. I have a hard time disagreeing. I like both. I have had more good times with the 383, and I think of it fondly. Not a cubic inch problem. No. Name the turbo slant bad timing, says Hot Shoe. I like it. Tavo! How's it going? Dropping in for a quick hello from the land down under. What is up? Tom Fry, did you hear Gene Winfield died today? I think it was actually a couple days ago. Wasn't it? Yes, I did. Hippie Long is here and says, glad to see you did the clutch size increase on the 65 Barracuda. I'm doing the same thing on my 64 Dart GT. I'm sure that's a good upgrade. We just wanted a part that would work. I saw the big block headers. Empire Rest sent me a picture. I saw the headers on the truck. What am I looking at here? I don't know what any of that means, but they were made in Mexico. That's interesting. Big block. B-body headers, I think. Mr. Classic, is there a better year for pre-60s power wagons? Are you thinking of the military style, the WM? You know they made those until 1968? Yeah. I don't know. They're basically the same truck forever. They made little tweaks and little changes as they had to. I like the first generation, but they're all good. I mean, one with 12 volts might be nice. They changed the gauges at some point. Eventually, they got dual circuit brakes. That took a long time. I think that was only 67, 68. In later years, they were made elsewhere with a slant 6. Was that in Argentina? I can't remember. But they actually did continue to exist beyond 68, which was the last year of American production. And they weren't making them in large numbers by then, but they were still making them. But I assume you mean the original military-style power wagon. I don't think it matters. They're all good. They're all the same basic thing. You just get those little rolling changes, the 3 different bed styles, first series, second series, third series. The aforementioned brake thing, the electrical system changes. Not much is different. Mine was a 48. Awesome truck. I also converted it to 12 volts, which I recommend you do too. GGG around the shop, enjoyed the vids comparing Hemis and LA heads and stuff. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really into that stuff. I've spent so many years in the nuts and bolts of the small block, and I love looking at these other older families and kind of looking at, well, this is where this came from and this is that. And I just find it really interesting, the way things advanced and cheapened, kind of. Even the cheap ones were still quite good. Maybe not as good, better in other ways. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. Those types of videos have been doing very, very well for me, and I will continue to make them. Jacked Up would be really excited to see the Turbo Slant 6 running well with the blow-through carb. I would be really excited to see the damn thing running anything approaching well with any fuel system. I don't care. I would pay really good money to see the turbo quad exploded from an excess of boost. I don't think that will happen, but I would love to see it. Like, just be legendary. Cool 69 Roadrunner. I wonder if an ignition scope would help find the problem. I don't think it's an ignition problem. I've proved that. Yes, Ryan is indeed. Oh, he sent me a message I didn't see. I won't be on the live stream. Still working on the car. Oh, yeah. I can't. Stupid Facebook being all stupid. Yeah! It's alive again! Oh, it's awesome. Nice work, Ryan. Very cool. Great seeing that thing make smoke again. Yes, Gary Hergerter's here, and he says his new Ultimate C-Body showed up at Rocket yesterday. Yes, did. Tom will have a video on it this week. I will probably have a video on it next week. Jeff R., can the thermoquad be rotated 90 degrees to improve fuel distribution or bolt pattern impossibility? I said that in the video. I discussed that in the video. I know 100%, no doubt in my mind, it would be better if it was flipped 90. If it was square with the manifold, if it was turned sideways, I know it would be better. I don't think it would suddenly be great, but it would be better. Unfortunately, I would have to do way too much work to make that happen. See, the beauty of those stupid TBI systems is they're 4 equal size throttles and 4 injectors in 4 holes that fuel equally. So the distribution makes a lot more sense. It doesn't matter which way you turn it. It does the same thing. When I came up with this layout, originally, when I came up with the funky twisted one, the 45-degree twisted one, and then this with it facing front to back, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I'm going to do it the way that is easier for cables and linkage and hooking things up and all that. Now that I have a spread bore carburetor on it, obviously that would have been a very important consideration. I never expected that to happen. Or I may have had it set up that way from the jump. Carnivore Customs. Love the slant vids. Thought perhaps intake leak. It's a brand new gasket. Is it a brand new gasket? Yeah, it's a brand new standard gasket still. I never did put the fancy one in there, but I have tested it. There do not seem to be any leaks. And recall, this was exactly the same with my old intake manifold that we homemade. That was certainly not the best. I do believe it is cam timing. Carnivore Customs also said, I'm going to use the Holley 352 barrel on my 225 Valiant turbo project. That's probably a good choice. Tyler Strausser asks, rebuild on the DeSoto Hemi? It needs a reseal, and I need to go through the oil pump. The current issue with the DeSoto Hemi is I don't know where it's going to live. I think an early A-body would be really cool. did no one tell me to take the Turbo 170 out of the 63 and put a DeSoto Hemi in there because I've already had that idea myself. Unfortunately, yesterday I sold my early Hay Body V8 swap parts, so that's an issue. Not that I could use the manifolds. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And until I have like a job for it, it's hard to budget the thousands of dollars that I will be spending on gaskets, oil filter adapter, possibly just a new pump, just so it's new, headers or header kit, intake manifold, etc. I really need valve covers and spark plug tubes. I need new wires. I need so much to make that a whole package. So yeah. And also, I don't. Sorry, I'm reading. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I don't think I would actually fully rebuild it. It fired up and seemed to be really happy shooting flames on all 8 cylinders. At least the 4 on the driver's side were happy and running, and those were the ones with the rust issues. That engine had been rebuilt. I believe it had been re-ringed. It had been honed. I looked down at the crank and the rods, and they all look shiny, brand new, clean. I think that engine was just rebuilt. I might be inclined to take it apart and redo the hone and just check everything, but it'd be going right back together. Rooster says there's talk about creating a CUDA. There have been murmurs about a new CUDA for 20 goddamn years. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And if I eat those words someday, fine. Oh, wow. According to Chris, a few minutes ago, there were 212 people here and 214 at Tony's. Well, we've got 231 now, but I'm going to need at least a few of you to hop over to Tony's Live. GGG Around the Shop asks for a shout out for a fellow YouTuber. That's Gettin' Greasy Garage. Nice. I also get greasy in the garage. Wayne Johnson, the Power Wagon doesn't go fast enough to need brakes. I've proven that. Yeah. This is an X gasket. Yeah, good point, Ross. 58 and up Power Wagons got the 251s. Is it 251? Wasn't it two? Whatever. It's the Chrysler 6. Much better than the 230. Early ones had a 218. Is being like a 2 inches longer much better? I don't know. I guess it's better. But, I mean, they're damn near the same design. It's just like the baby Hemi to the DeSoto Hemi. Like, same difference, essentially. Yeah, I forgot that. They did get the big Chrysler size flathead eventually. 1958. But again, I mean, but much better how? I mean, my, whatever it was, I don't know if it was 218 or 230, ran pretty nice. And for that truck, it's not like it needs to be fast. And you've got gearing on your side. So, yeah. American Rooster, is the B or RB better for making power, assuming equal displacement? B is appealing for fitment in the old Mopars. That is why I like them so much, because you can actually kind of get around them, unlike the 440. 440 is a bit heavier, although it's not as much heavier as I thought. Just Mopar Joe proved that. Better for making power, assuming equal displacement. I'll take the short stroke any day, but if you're increasing the displacement of the B motor, you're probably increasing the stroke anyway. All I can tell you is stroking the 400 is like the thing. That is the thing. So it's probably the better choice. All Classics Restoration is here and says, good evening, Jamie and DDG gang. Jamie, thoughts on my steering linkage fix I posted in the Discord? Man, that was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? A week or two? I honestly don't even remember. I don't remember what you did. I know you had to increase the taper sizes and change to the heavy duty. Tie rods. Sounds like you got it. Oh, that's in spec. How much wear is too wear? Too much wear. Don't try to read or do math. Peter Dollery, have you had any time for the Hemi? And Classic Dude Mike, directly above him, asked about the Hemi. Seriously, talking has been a problem for me today. I think someday you're going to find out that I had like a tumor or something. If you could hear me when I'm trying to record videos, I mean, it's all off the cuff. It's just right out of my noodle. And I should take notes. Talking is really hard sometimes. How's the Hemi? Any news on the Hemi? This is what window number 1 in the Hemi looks like now. Damn it. Lamp. It is no longer a window. That is a patch cut out of another 1964 RB block and TIG welded with cast iron repair rod into my race Hemi block. Excuse me. The other window, I swear I took pictures. Where are the pictures? I'm just seeing video clips. What a goober. I helped with that one. I filmed it. Mike has been working on it behind the scenes. He just fiddles with it when he has time. Here's window number 2. He did this one fully by himself. Notice those are just tack welds. Obviously, he's barely begun tacking this one. But again, we took that out of a 64 RB block from the back room at Rocket. That is correct. 1964 gray cast iron, Chrysler gray cast iron that we're welding into it. So that repair is not done, but it's almost done. Once that is done, we already welded the crack. So it will go back to Britco. It will get line board. It will get at least 2 sleeves. And then maybe we'll be building a Hemi sometime soon. So I'm sure, I know at this point, we're still 2 months from getting a block back, just depending on when I get it to them. So it's going to be a bit, but it's going to happen. That's where we're at. I'm very happy with how that's coming together. No more epoxy. Fixed. Right. And again, there will be a video about that. Repairing cast iron is seriously that's a dying art. And so it's going to be good info for someone out there. I know it. And Granddad's Junk points out, Just Mopar Joe does a lot of work on the BRB block. Yes, he is the man. He is the guy to ask. He has great videos. His channel is an amazing resource for big block Chrysler stuff. So if that is what you want, go follow Just Mopar Joe. I actually put up a community post tagging him yesterday and inviting anyone that follows me and is not following Joe to go do that. I love watching his videos. He is so easy to listen to. It's good. GGG around the shop. Late 70s motorhome 440 heads garbage? No, those are fine heads. If they are motorhome, the water ports are a little bit different, and they will use the peanut plug. That's a Chevy plug with a taper seat instead of a washer. They'll have little tits on them that prevent the washer from bottoming out on the head. If you've ever seen that on a big block Mopar head, that's why. Other than that, no, those heads are great. Now, I'm talking about the standard type head that uses the normal inline exhaust manifold and header bolts. There are the industrial type ones that use a goofy header pattern. The head is tall. They have extra water, even more weird water stuff going on, special water pump housing. There's a lot of stuff weird about those. But the other ones are good. I think they're probably 452s. There might have been another number, but it's the same idea. Oh, Old Iron says, if you're going to blow up a thermoquad, do a smog one, not the ultra super duper mega rare Mopar performance. That's not a Mopar performance one. That is a Carter performance carb. Yes, they are rare. They are desirable and worth money, but unfortunately mine is cracked. And I didn't know that. I saw someone selling one and it was quite expensive. And I started thinking, oh, I got gold here. No, I have a cracked bolt. David Bird says motorhome 440 heads are garbage. No. Refer to the words I just said. If they are the big giant industrial ones, those are worthless. If they are the standard type, they're good heads. They happen to hail from an era when things were not so great, but actually those are fine heads. That was not the problem with those engines. Tavo says Chrysler Australia turned the AFB 90 degrees on the local 6. Worked okay in a straight line, issues when cornering. Yeah, that I've heard that. That makes sense. I've heard about similar issues on a not Australian inline 6. 20-cent motors. Wouldn't the spread bore work better at 90 degrees instead of 40? Absolutely, no question. I wasn't saying the spread bore. I was talking about the EFI system. That my manifold had the spacer welded on at a 45-degree angle because that's how we could align the barrels inside the manifold. And my thinking was, because it is that TBI system, it is not spread bore. Not only that, it is a progressive linkage, but it idles on all 4 bores. It fuels all 4 the same, as far as I understand. And so that would be the best case for fuel distribution. And it wouldn't matter if it was at a 45-degree angle. In fact, I was kind of thinking about this, like, wouldn't this barrel feed here and this barrel would feed here and then these two would be central? I feel like it could be acceptable. But then I had issues with them. No. Good Lord, do not put a spread bore carburetor at a 45-degree angle on a 6-cylinder engine. That's a terrible idea. Lunokod is a Russian bot. I believe you, says, would it be a good idea to put an airbox around the thermoquad? Absolutely. Great idea. Not going to do it. Uncle Roadkill, I am well familiar with Nick's garage. Bell James, is there a chance the later 345 DeSoto Hemi had larger physical dimensions than the 276 and therefore be a closer match to the A engine? They changed the deck height. They did not change anything else. They extended the deck height. No. In fact, the reason I actually specifically wanted the short deck early engine, the one I have, because they are very, very close to an ALA engine as far as deck height goes. So that's why I specifically wanted that engine. Really glad that's what I ended up with. But again, it is not that close. It's not as close as I thought. I'm not reading that. Ross says 251 was a more industrial engine. Well, again, that was the Chrysler inline 6. I'm sure it was the Spitfire 6. I'm sure it was used in industrial applications and stuff, but again, it was used in normal Chrysler cars. That's what it was. F.E. Gardner is here. How's it going, F.E. Gardner? Tavo says, a 273 down here that doesn't smoke has simply run out of oil to burn. Dang it, I just saw there was another. Classic Dude Mike said DeSoto and the banana. No, but I like where your head's at. Someone else, and I'm sorry, I saw the comment, but I don't remember whose it was, said DeSoto and the 59 Chrysler. No, big block transmission doesn't work. So I'd still have to change the transmission. That's why I didn't put a 440 in it. Tin Can Trucker wonders. I don't know what those dogs are doing. Oh, a Camaro just pulled up. Tin Can Trucker, you mentioned intake temperature. Wonder how it would run if you used a heat gun to get the intake warmer. I guarantee you that is not the whole problem. It may be part of the issue when it is first cold, and it does improve a little bit when it gets warm, but it is still so bad. David Bear says, Hemi, hotheads will take your firstborn. Yes, they will. Tom Fry says, I think you're headed in the right direction. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's cam timing. I was going to say I'd eat my socks, but I don't want to have to eat my socks someday. Old Iron says, I would eat my SR-71 Blackbird hat if they resurrected the CUDA. That's exactly how I feel about it. Rich Riker is here. How's it going, Rich? What is up? His dart is out of winter prison and clean, gassed, and flogged. Attitude is adjusted. Nice. Yeah, Dan Tupper says if my coworker Carl could fit a 354 and a 64 Dart, the DeSoto should be a slam dunk. No question it'll fit. I fear steering will be challenging, but it will fit. Jeff R says, given that the DeSoto Hemi needs so much to get it usable, seeing fire from the heads was a brilliant effort. I agree. I enjoyed that so much. That is it was a bastard, but it's one of my favorite things I've ever done. I loved it. And so, funny enough, Mark, who's in the comments here, and owns all the Green Mopars on the channel, I'm building the 318-4 and everything. The way I met him is he offered me that first 315 tall deck Dodge Hemi, and it was a whole Hemi. The price was right on it, which is good because it turned out to have a hole in the oil pan. He had just been sitting around in a garage forever and ever, and he just wanted to go to someone that might use it. And I was really excited because all I wanted, and still, till now, all I wanted was an early Hemi that was complete, that could run. And so that was plan A. I was going to get this one. I was going to just make sure it's all good and fire it up on the ground. It had a rod in 2 pieces and a hole in the oil pan and a damaged block and crank and piston. And the heads are full of rust and et cetera, et cetera. Again, the price was right. It's not like I could ever complain about that. I'm just saying that was the plan. It didn't work. I found a second 315 bottom end and I bought it because it was complete. I could throw my heads on this. It's going to work. No, my heads don't fit. The dowel pin sizes are wrong. Meanwhile, all the wrist pin bushings in that engine are bad. The crank is like 30-30. It's unrebuildable. I don't remember where I was going with that. I'm so excited to have a running Hemi. That's the last word on it. But anyway, to Mike's question about putting it in the Banana, if I were going to, I've considered early Hemi in the Banana. The guy I got the Banana from has a pile of Chrysler Hemis. He has 2 331s and a 354, one complete runnable 331, 354 going together, and another 331 all in parts with a broken crank. If I'm remembering right, whatever the displacements are, they're 331s and 354 short deck Chryslers. And he has 2 blower manifolds. And I think he has a dual quad manifold, and he has the blower drive, and he has good heads, and he has adjustable arms and nice covers, multiple sets of nice... Dude, it's an amazing haul. I can't quite afford it. If I could, I would buy that, and the blown 331 or 354 would be going right in the Banana. But I don't have an extra 10 grand just sitting around. So that's where we're at. Curtis Ryan, what's one car you'd pick if you could only ever drive that one car for the rest of your life? That question is not fair. I really like my 68 Charger. I don't know if that's the one car I'd want to drive for my whole life. I mean, it kind of has to be something that is all things to all men. It needs to be practical. It needs to be efficient enough, but it needs to be fun enough that you don't mind it, that you're not bored to death. I'd like to be comfortable. I'd like to not hate my life when I'm in it. Nice. So, Tracy's 2020 Charger. Yep. If I could only drive one car for the rest of my life, Tracy's 2020 Charger. It's an RT, Hemi, heated seats, all the fancy stuff. It's the same color as my Challenger. It's beautiful. It is all things to all men. It's not efficient, but it's, 20 plus miles a gallon highway ain't bad. It's fast enough. It's fun enough. It looks really good. It's practical. My Challenger is not. It's comfortable. There you go. That'll sound like a weird choice. You did not ask me what vehicle I would choose for the apocalypse. Just keep that in mind. If I need something that will never die no matter what, it's something with a 12-valve Cummins. No comment. Yeah, Hot Shoe. I have the same fear, but honestly, with the management change at Stellantis, I really think things might change for the American brands. I'm not ready to bet on it. And in the grand scheme of things, like whatever happens to Chrysler doesn't affect what I do, but I'm still rooting for them, you know? They've always been an underdog. They're absolutely still an underdog. I hope they stick around. Tommy Noel, I don't know, says a 340 really ties the demon together. So true. Ross says the 251 didn't have the bottom end issues of the 230. I've had 230s. I've never had bottom end issues, so I'm not familiar with that. Your name was brought up as a possible parts source in the comment section over at DD Speed Shop. I wish people would stop doing that. I am not a parts dealer. I do not have time for it. I don't make much on parts. I don't care to sell parts. Now, having said that, I do list some things for sale, and multiple times now people have ended up here to buy one thing that I listed and ended up leaving with a bunch of other stuff. I list engines for sale when they are surplus and worth having for other people. I am not a parts service. And please, if you like me, do not ever tell anyone to get a hold of me for parts. Don't do it. It really bugs me, actually, because I don't understand, like, oh, you're a Mopar guy, sell me everything I need. It's different when someone actually shows up in person and just buys stuff like they're at a store. I love that. I met a very nice young man yesterday, and I sold him all of the early A-body V8 swap parts he needs. I like that. I really like that. I do not want to be a person whose time is wasted by people on the internet asking him for parts. I don't have time for it. And I have seen myself suggested for that in various places. Jeff R is being admitted to the hospital for 5 days. So as much as 3 to 4 new DDG videos each day would be nice, I reckon the back catalog will make me a true blue Mopar expert. Well, I don't know about expert, but I hope it helps. And I can tell you there are like, oh God, what's 130 times 2? There are probably over 250 hours of live streams. That should keep you busy for a while. My sister trying to get everybody to be nice. Nice. Mean Street Mopar. I'm building a Dodge D100. I apologize. I was trying to keep up on the comments, but there are so many of them tonight. I do thank you for hanging out here, and I will try to get to them. Mean Street Mopar said, I'm building a Dodge D100, 550 horsepower, 440, 18 spline 833. What clutch would you recommend? Mostly street driven with the occasional trip down the 8th mile. 550 horse is a lot of horse. We put a dual disc behind the 392 Hemi that's around that number in the 71 Challenger. That might be something for you to look into. I know the one that we used was a McLeod twin disc. That specific clutch would not work for you. It's the wrong input spline, but I bet they have one. You might, at that power level, you might want to go dual disc. I don't know. McLeod, I love McLeod. Just by the way, I've McLeod, excuse me. They've done me right. I've had the best luck with McLeod clutches. And I would buy another one. I will buy another one. So if they have one that works for you, that is what I would go with. Lots of people use Rams. I have seen 2 Ram clutches screwed up, built wrong, crooked plate in the pressure plate, and I can't remember what the issue with the other one was, but I didn't like it. So I don't know. I don't know about Ram. Lots of people use them. Lots of people say they're fine, but I've seen messed up ones. I really like McLeod. So hopefully McLeod has an 18 spline clutch that will meet your power level. The ones I've used are the 400 horsepower rated single disc. I know that's not going to work for you. Also, the ones I've gotten are 23 spline. So see what McLeod's got. Mark M says maybe need to do a blooper video. The thing, I've explained this before. The thing about bloopers is if something funny worth seeing happens, it's on camera. If I say something wrong in what I think is a funny way, it stays. There are no bloopers we're seeing. The bloopers are me swearing at myself because I can't talk. There's nothing left. There's nothing on the cutting room floor that needs to be seen. I cut words out to make things concise and make them make more sense. I go in and edit in, corrections or little clips or things. There's nothing left over we're seeing. And I was saving footage for a long time thinking I could do, that sort of thing. And it won't happen. Hachu points out the later motorhome 440s are excellent blocks, and that is absolutely true. The bottom end rigidity of the 400 and the my buddy Dustin Hansen, he works at the Dodge dealership. He's the one that facilitated the new Charger drive today. And my thanks again to him. He was there and watched me film this entire video and says, can confirm about the bloopers. There's nothing worth seeing left. It's just me being pissed at myself because I can't talk. And I swear to you, someday you're going to find out I died and I had a brain tumor or something. Like, I don't know why I'm like this. I just am. I can't talk. I just trip over my own tongue. It's tough. I don't remember what I was talking about. Later motorhome blocks. Yeah, motorhome 440s. The late 440s are beefy blocks. The blocks themselves are great. The heads are usable, again, unless they're the industrial ones. The 400 blocks are very strong as well. The bottom end of those late big blocks is fantastic. And the other great thing about them is you don't have to worry about ruining an original HP engine or a period 1970 engine or anything like that. So rip the guts out and build what you want. That is, if you just want to build a wild Mopar big block, get yourself a late block. They're the best. I have to wonder if Tony just hopped off because I'm seeing 287 people in here, which I believe is a record by a lot. So thank you very much for joining. Appreciate you stopping by. Yep, Tony's off. Mexican Spec is here. Josh Homan is here. How's it going? What is up, everybody? Robo Style. Yeah, the gang has arrived. Thanks for dropping in. Brady Dog. Jamie looks different tonight. Is he all right? I think my head got larger. Not like my ego, but like my actual head. Michael.C. Do you have a source for a brake booster for a 73 Duster? I honestly don't. The good ones are those aftermarket type ones that come with the fancy new booster, the master, and the prop valve all together. For if you want like a factory type one, I don't know. I know. Is Booster Dewey a thing? That name seems to ring a bell. I think that's someone that remanufactures them, rebuilds them for you, like a rebuilder service. All Classics Restoration. Jamie, any idea what ohm range these new fuel gauge sending units work in? They're supposed to be 10 to 73. The new ones tend to be a little off. And the truck ones, this might be important for you. I have had issues with truck sending units because the new ones are shaped wrong. I don't know what that's about. Tanks Inc. makes sending units. They're a universal type. They're the right resistance range, but you can adjust the height and the float length. And you could get one of those for your truck tank. But it doesn't have the sending tube. Damn it. Maybe that wouldn't work. Anyway, if you could get one like that and set it up yourself, you could actually get a gauge that reads right. Patrick Radcliffe, did you see the 340X heads for sale for $800? I didn't. Tiffany Hovey says a swear reel could be fun. It could be. I promised I would do swearing in a member video. I've never done that yet. Fetus Maximus is here. How's it going? Fetus Maximus said, hi, everyone. Fairly new sub here. Thanks for the great stuff on your channel, Jamie. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. Thanks for joining. Oh, what's this now? Dwayne Paget just became a member. Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate that. Dwayne Paget, of course, has a 68 Charger for his picture. Oh, yeah. We like 68 Chargers. I drove one today. Everett Maui Man is here from Maui. Aloha. How's it going? Good late afternoon. Nice. Mad Mike 8, is the garbage can CUDA getting the 360 from the Demon? You know, ironically, the 360 in the Demon is from the garbage can CUDA. If you go way back, whatever. The story is, I wanted to race the Demon. The 340 was leaking everywhere and not running right. The Barracuda was nowhere near ready to be drag raced. It still isn't, but I had the engine done. And so I said, screw it. We're going to take the CUDA engine, put it in the Demon, and go racing this year. That was 2 years ago, and we're still doing it. I'm really hoping to have something else to run this year, but the track opens in like a month, pending weather. And I have gotten no farther on the CUDA, and the Banana is still not race ready. Pretty sure I'm going to have to go through the transmission. Still need a roll bar, still need harnesses, still need a lot of things done. And so maybe we are racing the Demon again this year. I don't know. Yeah. Dennis Wheeler found an 82 Challenger. Nice. There was a really nice one down in Portland, non-running, and the guy wanted like $7,500. Oh wow! Well, if his is worth $7,500, what's mine worth? Nice. Patrick Sullivan may have mentioned me to another channel. No ill will was intended. No, I appreciate that. Please, like, I appreciate, shout outs or getting my name out there. That's great. Please share my channel for information, or if people have questions they want to ask, I can help with that. I am not a parts service, and that I get so many requests like that, and it's just like, I don't think people understand, and that's okay. I don't think they understand, like, yes, I have parts. I have them for a reason. I collect them for projects I either will do or may do someday. I do have some extra stuff, but not much. I don't make money selling parts, really. There are exceptions to that. I'm currently selling a whole bunch of 1979 280Z parts, and I'm doing fairly well on that car. But also, Alan and I had to cut it up in the yard, so that was fun. Hot Shoe says, I was sure you checked the cam timing too. Yeah, I really think I did, but Tony called me right before he was supposed to be live. And he called me and he was like, you check your cam? What cam you got in that thing? Because he had an issue with a Slant 6 years ago. It was a cam that ended up being ground wrong. And he said it acted almost exactly like what I've got going on. So, yeah. I need to verify it. Yes, Wayne Johnson, I fully understand that people used to drive cars just like my 68 Charger across the country. I know that. Yeah. And I have driven that car from one state to the other. I've always, since I got it, I've always intended to use it for another road trip. I want to take it down the coast. I want to do some camping trips with it. I want to do cool stuff. I'm a little nervous to park at places because it's worth a lot of money, but I do try to use it as a car as much as I can. I took it out in the rain today. I usually try not to do that. Plymouth on Plywood. Dave that owns the surplus store in Spokane has a pile of early Hemi parts listed on Marketplace. I've seen it. If there are early Hemi parts on Marketplace in the Northwest, I have seen them. And there's another thing. Please don't send me ads. Don't do it. If you like me, don't send me goddamn for sale ads. I get into enough trouble by myself. I see what I need to see. I have multiple people who they know who they are, who keep me in the loop on things, who send me links to things that I buy, and I appreciate them. I do not need any more of those people. So please don't. If it's in the Northwest and it's a cheap A body and maybe I haven't seen it, okay. Like if it's peanuts and I need to own it, okay. But if it's in Massachusetts, I don't want to know about it. I don't care. And if it is in Washington, I've probably already seen it. So, yes, Lang Conley, I am familiar with DD Speed Shop. Actually, before I started my channel, some of the best advice I ever got on doing YouTube came from him. I watched that video that he did. It's been years now, obviously, like 3.5. I watched that video he did. I paid close attention and I took notes. I always thought he's kind of funny, kind of interesting fella. I don't watch his videos consistently. Old Iron, thoughts on Obsolete Automotive? I've talked to him on Instagram before. I got the feeling he was kind of a jerk. The thing is, talking to people through text on the internet, that just kind of happens. I I had a confused person message me today, just today, telling me that there was no 727 engine that ever existed because he read my 59 ad and it says, I have a 440 and 727 available. Well, you are aware there's a transmission called a 727. Yes, you seem knowledgeable in the Mopar trade. But the way he said it made me feel like he was calling me an idiot. So I responded to him and might have allegedly said some rude things. And then he got the sad. Anyway, communicating through text is terrible and we shouldn't do it. But I spoke to Obsolete Automotive once. I really wanted to trade him something for something he had. I thought it would be super cool to get one of his, he finds cool stuff. And I thought it would be cool to make a deal and drive something home. And I just got kind of this vibe from him. And maybe that was an unfair, maybe I inferred that unfairly, but that's what I got out of him. I have followed that guy on Instagram for years now. He always has cool stuff. He's got excellent taste, the best taste. Again, I don't really watch his videos, but I know who he is. And yes, he has an Australian engine. Apparently he's pulling it out of that thing, maybe, and doing a Hemi or something. Maybe I should talk to him, but also, isn't he in like Virginia or something? It's a long way away. JB Weld, fixed forever. Driveway of Misfits wants to know, great question. If the cam timing proves to be the culprit, would you prefer to run the aces or a carb? I would still prefer to run multi-point fuel injection, but if that is the issue, I have to put the aces back on and give them another try. I have to. If my process was flawed, if my engine was screwed up that I put it on, everything I said about them was unfair. So I have to give it another try. Whether it stays there or not, I don't know. I don't really care, but I own it. I paid for it. Would I prefer to run the aces? If it works, maybe. But remember, it also leaks gas around the secondary throttle shaft. And they said, at least for the standard aces, that it is supposed to be boost compatible. And I was not making any boost at the time I saw that happen. So it is still a cheap, inferior product. It may be better than I thought. So I would like to find that out. 20-cent motors, 90-degree angle. You could use the twisty early A-body slant 6 throttle. Ironically, what my car should have had, but it was long gone when I got it. It twists the wrong way, I believe. It twists this way, and 4-barrel carburetors twist this way. So you'd have to come up with some clever way of reversing the bell crank and then make an adapter. It was a burp, but it didn't come out. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good impression. Who did I do an impression of? I don't even remember. That number says 303. That is absolutely a record. Thanks everybody for being here for it. Much appreciated. That AMC guy says, that reminds me of the old saying, a torque flight that doesn't leak is out of fluid. That's any Mopar big block too. If it doesn't leak, it's out of oil. Lawrence Teft is here and says, my past irresponsible self lost keys to my 70 Chrysler 300 convertible that's been in storage for 25 years. How hosed am I? So your 70, the lock is in the column. So you are a little bit more hosed than you would have been if you have to actually take the ignition out, but it still can be done. You got to pull the wheel. However, you should, if you can get into the car, if the doors are unlocked or if you can get in there somehow, as long as you still have the factory key system, you should be able to pull out a lock from one of your doors and take it to a locksmith. It should have a code on it. It may or may not actually have the number code on it. It should, though. And they can cut you a key just from that. If it does not have a code on it, they can impression cut you a key just from that. The 81 Challenger that I bought out of the junkyard, the keys were lost. I got a key impression cut. That They charged me $65 to do that because they actually had to spend time doing it. If I had had the code, $4. I was happy to pay it just to save myself taking a door apart again because I wasn't thinking when I had the door open. Your trunk key is different. It's a 2-key system. It's 1 key for the doors and the ignition. Trunk key is the round one. You may have to pull the back seat, crawl into the trunk, and pop the clip off of the lock. And that will be more challenging on a convertible. Things are shaped differently, and there's a pump in the way, probably. There's less space there. But I just watched Trev recently do that on his G. I think it's a G. Pretty sure it's a G convertible. He crawled in the fun way. So it can be done. And pop the back seat out and pull that lock, pop the clip, slide the lock out, take that to the locksmith. Same procedure applies. So it's a pain, but it is not the end of the world. Hal Snyder, also here from Hawaii. How's it going? We got a couple people from Hawaii in the house. That has never happened before. Welcome, everybody. Holy crap, there are a lot of people here. Wow. My computer thinks I've been live for 2 hours. That is not true. I've been live for an hour and 10 minutes. Time zone's doing weird stuff. This computer thinks it's 8:30 local time. It's 7:30 local time, and yesterday it would have been 6:30 local time. So I don't know what's wrong with this computer. It's high on life. Anyway. Dr. Olds 442 453-2287 cast number under valve covers. Intake 2.18, exhaust 1.84, heads on a 440. Any ideas what they are? No. 287, is that... Sounds like a late number. 287. I don't know, but there is a Mopar engine casting numbers listing online. Very great resource. I recommend you go find that. They will know. I don't know anything. Gene Stroop is here and says, super cool watching you crank up that Hemi. You're my hero. You never gave up. Awesome. Thank you, Gene. Yeah, I almost gave up a couple times, but I couldn't do it. And I'm so happy I stuck with it. I was just happier than you can imagine to hear that thing run. Yeah. Yes, refer to Tom for parts. Tom sells parts, although honestly, he's a busy man as well. He gets a lot of parts requests too. I guarantee it's more than me. And I don't think he has time to deal with all of it either, frankly. But he's certainly a better option than me. Yeah. Jamie says cuss words. Yeah, just not on camera. I say so many cuss words. Taco Time says Datsun update would be cool. The video actually did pretty well. Not amazing, but pretty well. Well enough to warrant an update. If I can get the EFI stuff figured out, if I can get the suspension fixed and the wheels attached correctly, and we're going to put the interior together. We just got a whole one out of that parts car. I do think there will be a Z-Car update coming. I think people liked it enough to justify that. That's an important thing for me. I'll try anything once, but if it's a complete abysmal failure, I won't do it again. But people really do like the Z-Car. I think they're cool. Always have. I'm familiar that aloha is Hawaiian for hello and goodbye. Yeah. Spend enough time in the sun, you don't know if you're coming or going. Hey, come on, man, they can hear you. Oh, apparently it's also I love you. I did not know that. IB Anonymous says, I don't know how anyone can work on a car and not curse. My brother does not swear. He won't do it. I don't know how. Yeah. Mad Mike 8, Turbo 170 and Jamie's computers having time issues. Dan Taylor, it's time to ask every time. Have you changed the oil on the Mitsubishi Challenger yet? No. 55 Hemi Dodge is here from Northeast Alabama. How's it going? Nice. Chris Palmer also here says, love the channel, Jamie. You are my doom scrolling addiction. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Dead Yugo. If I could get my hands on a Yugo, we would have Dead Yugo Garage yesterday. Somebody said, oh God, what was it? How did they word it? It's still not all the way dark. It's pretty dark though. God, what was the comment? It was on the Z car, and it was I give it 6 months till we see a Mustang SVO on the channel. Dude, I love that. 38 Racing. So Mopar did the key code on the lock like GM. That's cool. Stone Soup didn't seem to have one. I don't actually know. I think some did. I could be totally wrong. I've been wrong before. All I know is if you take that lock out and take it to a locksmith, one way or another, they'll figure it out. Just in case. The algorithms love you today. Yeah. Northeast Indiana checked in. Michigan checked in. Dead Lotta Garage. I've never even seen a Lotta. Mexican Spec says, Jamie, the glove box is the trunk key. True. Those locks are weird, though. Hawaiian bots. Nice. Who are these people? End of time is here. Hi from the land of never-ending rain. Scoop is here. What's up, Scoop? What's good in the hood? Yeah, Classic Dude Mike, maybe go Mega Squirt on the slant and call it a day. That is ultimately the plan. That is going to happen. Have you checked for a banana in the tailpipe? Asks Tim Jefferson. It does not have a tailpipe. You're super hosed. What did I admit? Oh, that it's probably my screw up and I need to try the aces again. Yeah. I mean, again, it's like, that's just what it is. Like, when you screw up or you don't have all the facts and you have an opportunity to correct the record, do that. I was going to pull something up on my phone. I don't remember what it was. Nope, it's gone. Bye-bye. Oh, I was going to see how today's video is doing. It actually, wow, 18,000 views. It's number one. It's number one. The DeSoto Hemi video did very, very well as well. Not quite as well as the aluminum slant, but it's almost 40,000 views now. That ain't bad. The aluminum slant is almost 100. It is slowed down now, but almost 100,000 views. I don't get that often. That's a good day. People love the aluminum slant. Indeed, R. Dave Carr, there is not a 904 engine. Nice. Yes, DD Speed does the wrong brands for me, Empire Russ says, and that's absolutely true. Again, I just kind of like him. So, you know. No, Dennis, do not send me all the ads. I'm good enough at spending all the money. It's a problem. Mark M said, hold it, I'm trying to take parts from you, not send them. I saw her first. Martin Adams, oh yeah, buddy. 2002 5.9 Durango sprung a water leak. Gasket between block and front cover. Did you do your water pump and not do the timing cover gasket? That's what happens every time. Those gaskets, I don't know what they made them out of, but they're so bad. I used to have 4 of them hanging on a tack on the wall in my old shop. And they all do the exact same thing. Right on the outside of the water ports, they blow out to atmosphere. Yeah. So yeah, and I have a video on that. I did that a long time ago. It was in my Hyper Jamie phase, unfortunately, so I'm really obnoxious to listen to. But the info is there. David is here and says, are you going to burn the turbo to the ground? I feel like it needs protection. I'm going to check the cam timing first. I swear I did, but I am also pretty sure it's wrong. Nice. Believe in Yourself says, someone I know is restoring a 73 satellite on a budget. When I found out, I shared your channel and Rocket. Hell yeah. That's our people. 80s challengers for everybody. What? Brady Dog. Don't put that original 340 demon in anything to you sell it. Those words don't make sense. That series of words did not form a coherent sentence. I'm putting the demon's 340 back in the demon, but only when I have another drag racer. Oh, Stephen Andrews dropped in when I first was going live, and I didn't see his comment before. I guess he's on the road and he just dropped in for a minute. But as I understand, I alluded in the Lancer video to a member of the Dead Dodge Garage Extended Universe buying the 62 Lancer, and that is Stephen Andrews. I think I'm allowed to say that. Anyway. Friggin' sweet. Rooster's been a member for 6 months. Oh yeah. Yeah, hold on. Hang on. I'll get a Discord link. Hold on. If you guys don't know, and 302 people, see, the moment I looked at it, it changed. Every time. It's 299. 299 people hanging out. We do thank you very much for being here with us. If you don't know, we actually have a Discord channel. That is essentially the Dead Dodge Garage live chat, but week round. So we do not have our very own McLovin, one of our mods here. He usually does this for us, but I will go ahead and drop a link to that. Feel free to join us there. Alan has also been a member for 6 months. And I missed that one. All Classics also did his 6-month comment. Good to see the community growing. Yes, it is much appreciated, and I thank everybody for it. Last I checked, we were still hovering just over 200 members, which is just awesome. I'm pretty sure most of them are here every week. So thanks for that. And Alan, our very own Mopar Sasquatch, says, DDG rules. I love working with Jamie. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Alan. You are so appreciated. DJ Katiz is here. I recognize that name from a while back, I think. Any help? 318 swap on my 70 Dart, 84 engine, most new stuff, can't get it to run properly. It ran and drove, suddenly seems like it tries to run, but then just gives up as it's about to stay on. Do you still have an ignition with a ballast resistor? Replace your ballast resistor. If it fires and then dies as soon as you let go of the key, that's a classic ballast resistor thing. You could have another ignition system problem, but if it's trying to start, that is an ignition problem. You have ignition and then you don't, probably. There might be other possibilities, but that's going to be the most likely thing. If you've got a ballast resistor, replace it. Nice. Fetus Maximus says, I'm not even a Mopar guy, but some of the Mopar channels are the best content, car content on YouTube. Looking at you, Dead Dodge Garage and Cold War Motors. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Damn it, I'm trying. Kelly Smith's video would be end-to-end blooper, every second word bleeped out. When the camera is not rolling, I'm telling you. Telling you. Type R79 is here. How's your evening, Mr. Dead Dodge? No more Datsun? Yeah, the parts car has ceased to exist. We did the delete. The good car is still here and still in process. Rooster has shared and promoted my channel for years for knowledge, not parts or cars, because you're a junior hoarder. Yeah. Just look at Tom's place. Makes me feel better every time. Oh, nice. Everett Maui Man says, how's everyone's day or night going? I love Mopars. I own a 69 Dodge Charger. That is awesome. You know I love those cars. It's 68 for me, but damn it, 69's right there too. Where are we at? Brady Dog is from Massachusetts. I'll be damned. I do not want ads from Canada, no. I can't even go to Canada. I don't have my papers in order. Oh, Kyle Bloomfield dropped in quickly to say thanks a ton for that quick setting tip for the Edelbrock electric chokes. Never fails you drop a little bit of knowledge in a video that makes me walk out in the driveway at 1 a.m. Yes, happy to do that. I try to make my videos entertaining and informative. And I hope that every video is an acceptable amount of both. I can't promise they will be, but I try to sprinkle as much useful stuff into every video as I possibly can. And so, yeah, I'm happy to help on that. And if you don't know, if you have an Edelbrock with an electric choke, the older ones do not seem to be like this, but recent ones, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, the line on the choke body, they have a white line, and then they have those hash marks on the body of the metal part of the choke body. Normally, it would look like it goes right in the middle. Put it 3 hash marks, 3 check marks toward the back from middle. I have found that to be the perfect setting. If you leave it in the middle, your choke takes longer to open, and some of them just won't come off the last cold idle step. Or you'll rev the engine once, and it'll go back on it, and then off, and then on, and then off. It's like it's just that little bit messed up. So any new Edelbrock carbs, any recent Edelbrock carbs, spin that choke body, loosen the 3 screws, and spin it back 3 hash marks, 3 lines from center. I can almost guarantee you it will work better. You get that set right. God, they seriously, there's a reason I love those carburetors. They work the best. They cold start the best. They do have occasional fuel boiling issues, that's true, but yeah, they work really, really well. Nice. Eric Jorgensen sent me $4.99 and said, Motor Wednesday. It's Engine Wednesday, man. Motor Monday would be good. Engine Wednesday for the win. Great content this week. Thank you, Eric. Yes. Those Wednesday videos have been great. People love them. I try to make it interesting. Obviously, I try to find a unique subject. I do try to focus on more mundane engines or little less known, but not like exotic race car stuff or anything. Small blocks and polys and slant sixes. There will be a Hemi here or there, but yeah, Engine Wednesday is just going great. I don't know what it's going to be next week. I got to figure that out. But yeah, anyway, awesome. And thank you very much again. Josh Dively. Jamie, what is your opinion on the late 80s, early 90s TBI or Magnum trucks? My daughter wants us to build a truck for her. I have come out against the TBI system because they suck. At least a couple commenters, and I think that was in this very live stream a week or 2 ago. At least a couple people said, hey, the TBI is fine. What's wrong with you? My TBI truck is great. And I'm sure you're right. I actually think, and I hate to say this, but I say it all the time, I actually think the Chevy GM TBI system was better than the Chrysler system. Sorry, I read a comment. I would try and steer clear of the TBI because they are goofy, because computers are getting hard to find and they're goofy. The distributor is a common issue, just like the GM system, but it's more obnoxious. The idle stepper motor is the dumbest thing of all time. And often you'll have an issue with the computer where your alternator just doesn't work anymore. So I have not had good experiences with the Chrysler TBI systems. The Magnum, on the other hand, I love. I think the Magnum is great. I highly recommend a Magnum. OBD2 is the best. And they have gasket issues and they have cracking head issues. Those usually do not actually affect the runnability of the engine. It's usually not a big problem, but they do it. And if it hasn't been done, you'll be putting a water pump timing cover gasket. Good Lord, do the timing cover gasket if you do the water pump, or you'll regret it. Many commenters have. And the intake plenum, and there are other little issues, but those engines mechanically, other than the dumb gaskets, they go and go and go. Like, I cannot tell you how many second gen Rams with Magnums I have seen driven by, let's say, the kind of people that don't know what an oil change is and are out at odd hours of the night doing odd things. You know what I'm saying? And they just keep going till the automatic transmissions blow up. The Magnum is fantastic. It is a great engine. It's a great package, and I can't recommend them enough. They're not perfect. No engine ever has been, but they're very, very good. Fetus Maximus said, not to second guess, but any chance it's a big vacuum leak. I have checked for vacuum leaks so many times, I couldn't tell you. It is not a vacuum leak, but thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate that. Entropy. Such a good word. Wouldn't hurt to plug in a vacuum gauge. No, absolutely. The vacuum is low. I don't need a gauge to know that. I can just watch the fluttering needle valve, the pistony thingy going up and down and not going. Just the vacuum is low. I don't need a gauge to know that. I can tell by how it's behaving. But a gauge, just knowing the vacuum number, is not going to help me anyway. In any way, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Vintage Adventure Drive sent me $5 and said, I almost called my girlfriend my engine because of the Engine Wednesday talk. Here's for always making me laugh and giving helpful content. Thank you very much. You know I'm happy to do it. I appreciate that. Oh, did McLovin drop in? Oh, McLovin is here. Oh, whoa, 319 people. See, it's better if I'm not here. That's not true. Hey, nice work on the Valiant, dude. That is so cool. That is great to see. You love to see it. I think you're going racing next week. Jeff Hutchins said, do your lawnmower engine next week. My lawnmower still runs. I know better. Dennis Wheeler. Yeah, maybe it was Dennis Wheeler. TBI rules. Yeah. Leyland Sanchez. More content on the 318 build coming soon. Maybe. There may be another video. Oh, yeah. The next video was going to be on cam stuff, but I haven't gotten there yet. That was nice. Could you hear that? It was nice. Yeah, obviously we'll see Mark's engine again. I don't necessarily know where the next video on it is. But yeah. Yes, we definitely missed you, McLovin. I had to share links myself. It was torture. Yeah. JJ. Hi, Jamie. Will a loose distributor hold down bolt cause engine to stall? Not by itself, probably. Probably not. I've had plenty of loose distributor hold down bolts on engines that continue to run. I don't think so. At least not that I am familiar with. I have heard on certain engines that the distributor is grounded through the hold down clamp. If you had points which have to ground to the body of the distributor and the body of the distributor didn't have ground, yes. If it's an electronic pickup inside, no, doesn't have to be grounded. You can spin one of those out of the engine and it will trigger the ignition. I've done it many times. Yeah, I probably not. Nice. Yeah, Grease Belly Garage. The GM TBI is really good. I really think it is. I had a complete GM TBI system that I had planned to swap onto something. And I never did it. And I ended up giving those parts away when I sold my Holly projection kit. Because I thought, I don't want any of this anymore. Yeah, Rich Jordan, pretty sure TBI on my 90 Ram used a Holly throttle body. Yes, I was going to mention that. I kind of have a thing with Holly. I'm sure their throttle bodies were fine or whatever. They're not all that unlike the GM ones. The design is very, very similar. The difference is GM had a true idle air valve. Excuse me. While the Chrysler system used a funky stepper motor for idle speed that almost never works. You always have stupid high idle problems. And I just ended up disconnecting it on our van and screwing it out by hand to get the idle livable. Yes, they are Holly. Tavo's injected engine shoots the fuel directly into the combustion chamber. That's called GDI, and I think it's a mistake. Or hold on. GDI is that Volkswagen's name for it? I don't remember. Whatever. Direct injection. Whatever. Dalton Sparks had a 90 D150. Aha! With a TBI 318, and the dang thing would idle at 250 RPM. Yeah! Because of the stupid idle stepper motor. Our van idled super low. All we had to do was feather the throttle when it was first started, and then it was fine. So I just left it that way. Because I tried to adjust the motor down because it was holding the idle high, and then it would just correct itself and hold it high again. And so stupid. Yeah, keeps going until impounded. Yep. 38 Racing. Jamie, are you going to pull the timing cover to check timing or use Loeb Rockover? That one. I'm going to... Yeah, that one. The easier one. I'm not pulling that cover till I know I have to. So I'm going to attempt to verify valve timing with just the valve cover off. Scoop got distracted by the cheerleaders on the news. Wow. I didn't know little baby kittens got excited about that sort of thing. The more you know, right? A-Body Garage is here. How's it going? A-Body Garage says, DDG, we just got done messing with a 904 and a 72 Dart Swinger. The trans will go in park and neutral, but after filling the transmission with fluid, won't go in drive or reverse. Do you mean it physically will not shift? Or do you mean there are no gears? Because none of that's really good. Plymouth on Plywood. They're not driving Durangos around here. Interestingly enough. Classic Dude Mike would move to Canada if it wasn't so friggin' cold. I was talking to my good friend yesterday who might be moving to Michigan, and I was like, dude, are you sure? It's cold. It's so cold. I don't want that. I enjoyed what I saw of the Midwest, but I don't want the cold. You guys can keep it. Where is the warm part of Canada? Grease Belly Garage says the Magnum 3.9 was really good too. I agree. People swear by them. I've never had the same affinity for the 3.9. It's just a 5.2, but missing something, you know? So, yeah. AMC guys, TBI V6 goes to the dump and back just fine. I am sure it does. Yosemite Pete is here and says, Jamie, I have an 05 Dakota with a weird computer gremlin. Sometimes the transmission locks up in fourth when you go to drive it. Let it warm up after driving, restart, and it's fine. Locks up in fourth. It shouldn't be able to lock up in fourth, maybe third. Because I think, God, what does happen? Man, I don't know enough on that. And 05 Dakotas, that's going to be a 545 RFE. I don't know dick about those. Yeah, that is above my paid grade. Yeah, no, I don't know. Frank Colburn also said aloha. How many folks do we have in Hawaii tonight? Welcome, everybody. This is awesome. Taco Time said, play a tune, brosif. Since we've got so many folks, I hazard a guess there's a good few that have never been here before. I usually open the show with a song, but I was super late tonight. And I usually close the show with a song, and we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to try and speed read the rest of the comments. Then I'll play a song. Probably something about turtles. Lothar AMC wants to know, what are your thoughts on the AX15? Oh, dang it. The comments just scrolled away. They do that sometimes. What are your thoughts on the AX15? I have two projects I'm looking at the AX15 for, Magnum and AMC 360. AX15 is a great transmission for the Jeeps and the little Dakotas. I don't know that I would go putting one behind a V8 myself. I've heard they are not the strongest. Some people swear by them. And and say they are very strong indeed. And in like the Jeep application where you're not trying to put a bunch of power through it, I really think that is a terrific transmission. But I don't know about putting them behind V8s. That's all I can say. I know it's been done. Again, I think it's a really good transmission for what it was intended for and what it was used originally in. Believe in Yourself has gifted 5 DDG memberships. That is amazing. I don't know if they've all been claimed already because I haven't gotten to the bottom, but thank you very much for that. That is so cool. Yes, GDI is Hyundai Kia. Whatever. GDI, TDI. So many I's. Yeah, that's Hyundai Kia. And they make a really annoying ticking sound. I've been looking at so many cars. I sat in a Genesis yesterday. It was pretty comfy. It was pretty nice. Wasn't bad. Poor man's Mercedes for sure. And it was a 4-cylinder GDI turbo. And it makes those obnoxious ticking sounds. And then, yeah, the valves get all yucky. Yeah. Wow. Jeff Hutchins used to have an idea of using 2 GM TBIs on a dual quad intake on my 440. Nice. Interesting. I don't know how well it would have worked, but it's interesting. I had the 4-barrel to TBI adapter plate and everything. Nice. Yeah, GDI, dead Kia garage crap. You know, I think Kia Hyundai got their stuff together in the 2010s. I've been pretty impressed with them. Early ones that hadn't quite figured it out yet. Robert Fitch said maladjusted or broken low reverse band. Low gear does not require the low reverse band to work. It actually is only used in forced first, manual low. It is not typically used in first otherwise. So that would not make sense. Civman was thinking my problem with the turbo A-body was misfire related. I certainly have a fouling plug issue there due to all of the fuel, but that ain't it. And I'm sorry, I don't know if you've seen all the previous videos, obviously, and no hard feelings if you haven't. I've made a lot of videos, but earlier I had fresh plugs and this EFI system and fresh plugs in this EFI system, and I just consistently keep getting rich, hard starting, fouling plugs. It's an effect, not a cause, if that makes sense. Martin Adams on the 5.9 mag. Should I get the special front cover seal? I don't know what special means. Just get a Felpro. It'll be fine. GGG around the shop. Ever used or even seen Percy's adjusted jet on a Holly? Never heard of it. Civ man, maybe your head is cracked and you're getting crosstalk. No. It will go into gear, but it won't move. Fluids, full level, stick has no fluid on it after running. You understand it has to be running in neutral when you check the fluid. You cannot check it when it's off. Your transmission fluid has to be checked with a torque light running in neutral. It cannot even be in park. It has to be running in neutral. Stick has no fluid on it after running. And if you are checking it when it's still running and now there is no fluid, that is because it's circulated through the transmission. Put more fluid in it. Okay, it is third. Yeah, Yosemite Pete's. But again, it's 545 RFE stuff. I do not know a thing about it, unfortunately. Dennis, we were asking yet again about swapping a 440 in the boat. It's never going to happen. How do you claim a membership? I don't know. I think you have to hit a button, but I know they were all claimed pretty quick. Big Polly was gifted a membership. Joshua Peterson, the Mad Monk, Wickety Watt, and Pogwy from EP. Assuming that's how that was said. Grab the gifts there really fast. Welcome to the club. I do apologize again, and I've discussed this several times, and no member has ever said, "Hey, you haven't done enough member stuff." Never. No one ever says that, and I appreciate it. I need to do more members videos. The second one has been made forever, and I never put it out. Again, just as a reminder to anyone that does not want to be a member, none of my actual normal day-to-day videos will ever be members only. It is only for extra stuff. I post community posts to members occasionally and share things with them a little early, just pictures and spoilers, not actual videos. I have so much going all the time. It is insane. And it's hard to keep up with things. So I thank you for your patience to all my members. I understand the main reason everybody became a member was to support the channel. You have no idea how much it helps. It's appreciated. Rose, what gauge wire would you use for a trunk battery relocation on a Duster? Probably, yeah, Classic Dude Mike knew what song I was going to play. Double aught? Big. Make sure it's big. I can't remember what size I used for the Valiant. I don't remember. Some people use welding wire. That's a good idea. Welding wire. That's a good idea. Brian Seeley says, put a Mustang's T5 behind the AMC engine. You can use a factory AMC bell housing. Nice. Yes, Will C has seen that Gary Hergert's 6833 swapped Valiant is up for sale. It is a magnificent car. Driverway of Misfits says, Theta 2 engine says you're wrong about Kia Hyundai. Is it really, really bad? I don't know a thing about it. Oh, Stephen Andrews is back. He says, hi, Mr. J. I want to thank you for your work on the Lancer. The BBS runs great. Became the proud owner on Friday. I'm very excited, but I feel like I'm dating out of my league. Tom was very generous. Yeah, Stephen, I think you got a good deal there, buddy. That is a friggin' sweet car. I really liked it. You saw the video, so you probably saw me falling in love with that thing. Yeah, congratulations. I know you could have been looking for a classic for a while. That's a damn good one. Really cool car. It is now 8 p.m. local time, and I do see a few people are starting to check out. We're still at a record number. But yeah, this is the time we usually check out here. I probably need to go roughly on time, even though I started late. I know, I'm a lazy bastard. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out. You don't claim a membership, it's random. I think what you have to do, I saw a thing on here, you have to agree to accept gifts or something. I think allow gifts. That's it. They're randomly assigned. You have to allow gifts. So when that pops up and the allow gifts button pops up, you have to click that. Martin Adams, worn crank snout. It's not the crank snout. It's the surface on the harmonic balancer that ends up with a groove on it. I have never seen a Magnum one that had a groove big enough to need the sleeve. I've sleeved a 6-pack balancer that had a bad groove in it. I think that's only the second Speedy sleeve I've ever done. I've never done many of them. You probably don't need it, but maybe, but probably not. TBI means truly bad injection. So true. Awesome. Mean Street Mopar is going to check into McLeod's selection. Excellent. Yeah. Like I said, if you need a clutch, McLeod has been great for me. Really like them. I'm running one of their pressure plates in the Demon. That pressure plate fell off. The bolts came loose. It fell off of the flywheel it was on, almost. Parts of the clutch disc springs were bouncing around in there. No, sorry, it didn't fall. The transmission fell off the engine. That's what happened. And the clutch was like stressed at an angle and pieces fell off and they were bouncing around in there. And that pressure plate is still going strong. I put that pressure plate in the Demon with a random used disc, and it is the best pedal feel. It holds. You've seen what I've done with the Demon in drag racing videos. McLeod has done me right. They seem to be nice parts. Hot Shoe says, yeah, double aught cable for that rear battery. That sounds right. Jeff Hutchins says welding lead doesn't have the oil resistant coating. Yeah, that's a good point. I know people do that though. Dan Taylor, word on merch. Dude, I haven't sat down to spend time on it, but I can show you my present from Rooster. I just need to spend a whole day on getting merch stuff figured out. Just making videos is hard enough. Anyway. How cool is that? He just surprised me with this. Pretty cool. I think he said he's getting another one made for himself. It's a cool design. Big wire. You need big wire. Nice. Doesn't a torque flight take 7 or 8 quarts? Well, that all depends. Total fill, you may be 8 to 10. Depends on the cooler, depends on the lines, depends on the converter, depends on the size of your pan. The standard pan holds 4.5, I think. But then the torque converter holds another, I don't know, some number, several quarts. So 7 or 8, yeah, you may be close there. It may be as much as like 10. It can vary. Mexican spec is out. Catch you later. It is an interesting problem. We're gonna figure it out, or we're gonna set it on fire. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Fetus Maximus. We'll catch you later. Phenomenon. End with a finger picking tune. I can do that. I hate all things Holly. I hate most things Holly. Damn it. I'm not actually good at playing guitar. I feel like everyone needs to know that. Damn it! That's wrong. Come back to me. I could do better. Damn it. Oh, someone posted the goat emoji. Thanks, Allie. Al. I can't read, speak, and play Windy and Warm at the same time. Just some good old boys. What were we doing? Vintage Adventure drive sticks to acting like is or there. I don't know. Bass is a guitar. I do that too. In fact, I have a bass that is a guitar. Damn it. If you've never played a base 6, I recommend it. It's very fun. Oh, wow. Best of luck, Dan. That's all I can say. Oh, you're fine, Ryan. We know you got better stuff to do. Sparks, this channel has not only gotten me to have 3 dead dodges, but I may end up buying a dang guitar. Nice. Okay. Cypher F, right on time. Yeah. Vintage Adventurer Drives has a base 6 too. Why are you and I so much alike? I don't know. Aaron Stratton sent me $4.99 and said, you should come to Spokane and help me and my dad put together a 1970 sports satellite. We have a built 400 and a refreshed 727. Sounds pretty cool, man. I've got a lot on my plate here. But I'm not saying no, but I don't know when. When is a problem for me for anything. Everybody wanted to hear slide guitar. Next week, I'm going to try and have the tiny lap thing fixed. And then I'll just have a slide guitar on the desk at all times in case I need to play slide guitar. That'll be good. 10 Touch Garage on location. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This was awesome. This was a banner night. Just fantastic. I really appreciate all of your memberships. I appreciate all of the super chats. It really helps. That's so cool. I will see you in the comments on Wednesday. And in other places. Discord, certainly. Thanks for being here. Catch you later. Oh, Old Iron's going to go huff more mouse feces. Be careful with that. That's super bad for you. Yes, Alan. I shall see you in the morning. All right, bye now. And remember, woo!